Building on the story of Dino Paul Crocetti, better known as Dean Martin, we begin to see the journey that shaped his life and legacy. Born on June 7, 1917, in Steubenville, Ohio, Dean grew up in a close-knit Italian family. His parents, Gaetano and Angela Crocetti, left Italy seeking a new beginning across the Atlantic. They only spoke Italian at home, which kept their cultural traditions alive. Dean had an older brother named William Alfonso, called Bill, who was born a year earlier. Growing up in this environment, Dean developed a deep connection to his Italian roots, which he would carry with him throughout his life. As he grew, he faced many challenges, but his natural talent for singing and entertaining helped him rise above hardships. Dean's humble origins, combined with his charm and talent, made him a beloved figure in entertainment circles. Over time, he became a symbol of smooth singing, wit, and charm, earning admiration from audiences everywhere. Despite his success, he remained true to his roots, which added authenticity to his performances and made him stand out in a crowded industry. His journey from a small-town boy to a worldwide star was marked by resilience, talent, and a genuine connection to his heritage. Growing up in an Italian-speaking household, Dean Martin faced many challenges in his early life. As a young boy, he did not learn English until he started attending Grant Elementary School. This language barrier made his early school years very difficult because he could not easily communicate with his teachers or classmates. Many children teased and mocked him for his broken English, which made him feel self-conscious and unsure of himself. These experiences were tough, and he often felt out of place among other children who spoke English fluently. Despite these hardships, Dean remained very proud of his Italian roots. He loved his heritage and saw it as an important part of who he was. These early struggles helped him develop resilience, a strong spirit that pushed him forward. They also gave him a good sense of humor, which he would later use in his entertaining career. His difficulties in learning English and fitting in at school taught him valuable lessons about perseverance and staying true to himself. As he grew older, those experiences stayed with him but became a source of strength. Dean Martin's early life was full of hardships, but they shaped the man who would become a famous singer and performer. His ability to laugh at himself and keep going through tough times was one of his most important qualities. After reaching the 10th grade, Dean Martin started to feel disillusioned with school and believed he knew as much as his teachers. He decided to leave Steubenville High School to find work and support himself. During this time, he took on several simple jobs, including working as a stock boy in a small tobacco store. What many people did not realize was that the store was actually a cover for illegal gambling operations happening in a back room. Drawn by the temptation of quick money, Dean became involved in these activities by dealing cards and talking to gamblers. This period in his life exposed him to a tougher side of reality and introduced him to a network of people who worked outside the law. These experiences gave him a broader view of life and helped shape the confident and relaxed persona he would later display on stage. Working in these rough environments, Dean learned skills like handling pressure and engaging with different kinds of people, which would prove useful in his future entertainment career. His early work lessons, although risky, played a part in forming his unique style and charisma that captivated audiences later on. Despite the dangers and the roughness of those days, Dean's time working in these unsteady environments helped him understand the complexities of life and gave him a story to tell through his music and performances. Realizing he needed additional ways to make money, Dean Martin decided to try boxing and adopted the pseudonym Kid Crochet. As a welterweight boxer, he fought in many matches where he earned only $10 to $25 per bout. Since he couldn't afford proper boxing equipment, he often lacked tape to wrap his hands, which caused injuries to his knuckles and made the fights more painful. Despite these hardships, Dean liked to joke about his boxing career, claiming he fought 12 bouts and won all but 11, a humorous way to admit that he didn't see himself as a great fighter. At the same time, Dean's frequent visits to nightclubs meant he was constantly exposed to the lively music scene. His friends noticed his singing talent and encouraged him to sing after hours, believing he had a good voice. This support motivated him to start singing with local bands, beginning his path into the entertainment world. Over time, his natural singing ability caught more attention, and he started to perform more regularly. The combination of his love for music and the experience from his boxing days helped shape his unique style. Eventually, Dean Martin became well known, not just as a singer, but also as an entertainer, blending his comedic personality with his musical talent. His journey from boxing to singing shows how he explored different ways to succeed and found his true calling in music and performance. Since he was 17 years old, Dean Martin showed a talent for singing and performed with the Ernie Mackay Orchestra at local venues near his hometown. During these early years, his smooth voice and charming stage presence quickly caught the attention of music professionals. One such person was bandleader Sammy Watkins, who led an orchestra based in Cleveland. Recognizing Dean's potential, Watkins offered him a spot in his band. It was around this time that Dean adopted the stage name Dean Martin, on Watkins' advice, to create a memorable persona. From 1938 to 1940, Dean toured with the Sammy Watkins Orchestra, gaining valuable experience performing in many different places and for diverse audiences. This period was very important because it helped Dean improve his singing skills, develop his unique style, and learn how to appeal to a wide range of listeners. These early years set the foundation for his rise to fame as a singer and entertainer. Over time, Dean Martin's talent and hard work would lead him to become one of the most popular and beloved singers of his era, known for his smooth voice and relaxed, confident style. His time with Watkins helped build a career that would eventually make him a household name. In 1941, Dean Martin married Elizabeth Ann MacDonald, known as Betty, after meeting her during his performances. Their wedding took place on October 2, 1941, a joyful event marking the beginning of their life together. Soon after their marriage, Dean received his draft notice to serve in the U.S. Army during World War II. His service was brief, as he spent a year stationed in the U.S. before being classified as 4F due to a double hernia he had sustained as a child. This condition led to his discharge from military service, allowing him to return to civilian life. Back home, Dean resumed his music career and began touring again with Sammy Watkins' band. Amidst the challenges of balancing his career and family life, Dean and Betty welcomed their first child, Stephen Craig Martin, on June 29, 1942. Although Dean's constant touring and the demands of his rising career posed difficulties, the early years of their marriage were filled with hope and the joy of raising a family. After Dean Martin was given a chance to perform at the Riobamba Room in New York City in 1943, his career changed significantly. He was asked to fill in for Frank Sinatra, who had canceled his engagement. This moment was very important because it raised Dean's profile and helped him gain recognition in the entertainment world. During this engagement, Dean met Frank Sinatra for the first time. Their initial encounter led to a quick bond, and they developed a friendship based on mutual respect. Both men admired each other's talent and charm. Their friendship grew stronger over time, and it went beyond just performing on stage. They shared many experiences and supported each other through their careers. Eventually, their friendship led to professional collaboration as part of the well-known group called the Rat Pack, a famous group of entertainers that became legendary. This close bond with Sinatra was very important for Dean Martin's success. It opened doors and created opportunities that helped Dean become more famous and respected in show business. Their friendship lasted for many years and influenced their careers, making them one of the most memorable duos in entertainment history. Throughout their lives, Dean and Frank remained close friends, sharing many moments in music, film, and social events that helped shape the entertainment industry of that time. This friendship was a key part of Dean Martin's journey to becoming a true star. As Dean Martin's music career began to rise, and he gained more fame, his marriage to Betty started to have serious problems. His busy schedule of traveling for concerts and performances meant he was rarely at home. He also enjoyed partying, which kept him out late and made it difficult for him to spend quality time with his wife and children. During this time, Dean and Betty had 4 children: Stephen Craig, born in 1942, Claudia Dean, born in 1944, Barbara Gale, born in 1945, and Deanna, born in 1948. Even with their growing family, Dean was often away, and Betty found it hard to manage raising their children by herself. The strain in their marriage grew worse when Betty found out about Dean's relationship with Jean Bieger, a young model and former Orange Bowl queen who was only 22 years old. Betty felt betrayed and overwhelmed by the situation. She decided to leave and move back to her parents' house. After a few years of difficulties and tension, Betty filed for divorce, and their marriage officially ended in 1949 after 8 years of marriage filled with ups and downs. This period marked a difficult chapter in Dean Martin's life, showing the challenges that came with his rising fame and his personal relationships. After a chance meeting in 1946, Dean Martin and Jerry Lewis's partnership took shape in a way that would forever change their lives and entertainment history. Dean had met Jerry before, But that encounter at the Havana Madrid Club in New York City was special because both were performing separately at that time. One night, during a show, Jerry Lewis, famous for his slapstick comedy and energetic style, began heckling Dean as he sang. The unexpected interaction turned into a hilarious and spontaneous exchange that delighted the audience. Recognizing the special chemistry between them, Dean and Jerry soon decided to work together as a team. They called themselves Martin and Lewis. Their act was a perfect combination of Dean's cool, relaxed style and Jerry's wild, manic energy. This new act quickly gained popularity and became a huge hit. Between 1949 and 1956, they starred in 16 movies, performed on television many times, and filled nightclubs across the country with eager audiences. Their performances not only made them famous, but also changed how comedy duos worked in entertainment. Dean's smooth, charming personality paired with Jerry's energetic antics created a dynamic that audiences loved, and that set a new standard for comedy acts. Their partnership was marked by laughter, success, and a strong bond that helped them become one of the most famous duos in show business history. The chemistry they found that night in 1946 turned into a legendary act that influenced many comedians and entertainers to come. Although Dean Martin and Jerry Lewis achieved incredible success together, there were underlying problems that caused their partnership to end. As time went on, tension grew between them. Jerry often seemed to get more attention and credit for their work, which made Dean feel underappreciated. This created a sense of rivalry inside their professional relationship. In addition to these work-related issues, personal differences started to appear. Jerry developed a close friendship with Dean's ex-wife Betty, which added to the friction between them. The situation worsened when Dean believed that his role in their movies was being reduced or ignored. This feeling of being pushed aside made Dean unhappy and contributed to their breakup. The final moment came on July 24, 1956, when they performed their last show together at the Copacabana nightclub in New York City. Their farewell was filled with tension, and afterward, they did not talk privately for 20 years. This marked the end of their partnership, which had once been one of the most famous duos in entertainment history. Despite their personal split, both Dean Martin and Jerry Lewis left behind lasting legacies in show business. After his divorce from Betty, Dean Martin found happiness again when he married Jane Beager on September 1, 1949. The wedding was memorable because Jerry Lewis, Dean's close friend and colleague, served as his best man. Jane was not only beautiful but also brought a sense of stability and warmth to Dean's life. She was a tall and striking blonde who became a loving partner and a caring stepmother. Together, Dean and Jean welcomed 3 children into their family. Their first son, Dean Paul Martin Jr., was born on November 17, 1951. 2 years later, they had Richie James Martin, born on September 20, 1953. Their youngest daughter, Gina Caroline Martin, was born on December 20, 1956. Jean happily took on her role as a stepmother, helping to raise Dean's children from his previous marriage with Betty. The family lived together in a large house in Beverly Hills, where the home was full of life. It was a lively place filled with friends, celebrities, and the sounds of music and laughter. Jean's nurturing nature created a caring environment, and she often acted as a surrogate mother to Dean's children, making their blended family strong and loving. This marriage and family growth marked a happy chapter in Dean Martin's life, showing his devotion to family as well as his music and entertainment career. Their happy home was always filled with warmth, love, and camaraderie, making it a special place for everyone who visited. After his split from Jerry Lewis, many people doubted Dean Martin's ability to succeed on his own. They thought he would struggle without his famous comedy partner. However, Dean surprised everyone by reinventing himself as a solo singer and actor. He signed a record deal with Capitol Records, a major label at the time, and quickly found success with songs like That's Amore and Volare. These songs became very popular and helped him reach a new audience. In movies, Dean showed he was more than a singer. He could act in serious roles too. One example is his part in The Young Lions in 1958. Where he acted alongside big stars Marlon Brando and Montgomery Clift. His performance was well received by critics, proving he was a talented actor as well. Dean continued to work in different types of movies, including westerns like Rio Bravo in 1959, where he starred with John Wayne. He also appeared in Ocean's 11 in 1960, a fun ensemble heist film. This film was a big success and helped him form close ties with the Rat Pack, a famous group of entertainers. On television, Dean Martin's popularity grew even more. His show, The Dean Martin Show started on NBC in 1965 and lasted for 9 years. The show was known for its relaxed atmosphere and spontaneous humor, which fit Dean's easygoing personality. It was a hit with viewers and often featured famous guest stars. Later, Dean's talent extended to special television events called the Dean Martin Celebrity Roasts. These shows ran from 1974 to 1984 and celebrated many well-known celebrities in a humorous way. His TV career made him a beloved figure in American entertainment. Throughout his career in film and television, Dean Martin proved that he could succeed on his own, earning respect both as a singer and an actor. After losing his son, Dean Martin was deeply hurt, and his life changed forever. His son, Dean Paul Martin Jr., was a talented man who excelled in many fields, including music, acting, and flying. On March 21, 1987, tragedy struck when Dean Paul was flying a jet called an F-4 Phantom II. He was serving in the California Air National Guard and was flying during a snowstorm when his jet crashed into the San Bernardino Mountains. The accident was sudden and shocking. For Dean Martin, who loved his son very much, this loss was almost unbearable. Friends and family noticed that he never seemed to fully recover from this heartbreak. His health and spirit seemed to decline after the tragedy. Dean Martin started pulling away from the public and stopped performing as much as he used to. He became more quiet and private, carrying his grief with him every day. Despite his success as a singer and actor, the emotional pain from losing his son stayed with him for the rest of his life. The tragedy left a lasting mark on him, affecting his mood and health deeply. Over time, he seemed to struggle more with mourning, and many believe that the loss changed him forever. Dean Martin's life after that day was marked by a profound sadness, and he continued to carry that sadness until his own passing. His story shows how greatly a personal tragedy can shape a person's life, even one as famous as Dean Martin. The memory of his son remained close to his heart, influencing his actions and feelings in his later years. After the tragic loss of his son, Dean Martin received heartfelt support from his close friends, who understood the deep pain he was experiencing. Among them, Frank Sinatra, his longtime friend and fellow singer, knew how difficult this period was for Dean. Recognizing the need for a distraction and hoping to help him find some solace, Sinatra invited Dean to join a 29-city tour in 1988. Dean agreed to participate in the tour, performing alongside legendary entertainers Sammy Davis Jr. and Frank Sinatra himself. The tour was an attempt to lift Dean's spirits and bring him back to performing, but it was clear that his heart was heavy. After only 6 shows, Dean decided to leave the tour, citing health issues and a lack of enthusiasm as reasons for his departure. He soon returned to Los Angeles, seeking comfort in a quieter lifestyle, far from the demands of the stage. Often, he was seen alone in his favorite restaurants, enjoying meals without much fuss, or at home watching old Western movies that brought him a sense of peace. Despite his retreat from public life, Dean's friendships remained a source of strength. His bond with Frank Sinatra stayed strong, providing him with ongoing support, and his relationship with Jerry Lewis, which had seen ups and downs over the years, was reconciled. Still, Dean preferred solitude, choosing to live quietly rather than seek the spotlight. His withdrawal appeared to be a way of coping with his grief and finding peace amid personal loss. As the years went on, Dean Martin's health gradually deteriorated, reflecting the toll of a life filled with entertainment and smoking. In September 1993, he received the diagnosis of lung cancer, a diagnosis that came after many years of smoking cigarettes. Despite medical advice to undergo surgery to improve his chances of living longer, Dean chose not to proceed with the operation. He faced his illness with his usual calmness and nonchalance, not dwelling on fears or regrets. During this difficult period, he still continued with his daily routines as much as possible, including playing golf, a favorite pastime that brought him joy and relaxation. However, as his health worsened, he was no longer able to participate in these activities. During this time, Dean Martin mostly stayed out of the public eye, making very few official appearances. One notable moment was a brief reunion with his old friend Jerry Lewis on Lewis' annual Labor Day telethon in 1976, an event that was arranged by Frank Sinatra. This reunion was meaningful to both, rekindling their friendship after years apart, and they kept in touch afterward. Dean Martin passed away peacefully at his home in Beverly Hills on Christmas Day in 1995 at the age of 78. His death marked the end of an era, but his legacy lived on through his timeless music, his work in movies, and his image of effortless style and charm that continues to influence generations. Following his passing, Dean Martin received a funeral service on December 28, 1995, which brought together family, friends, and many celebrities who had shared his career over the years. During this heartfelt event, Jerry Lewis, one of his closest friends and longtime collaborator, gave a touching speech that reflected on their many years working together and how Dean had influenced his life deeply. Rosemary Clooney, another close friend and fellow entertainer, performed the song "Everybody Loves Somebody," which was Dean's signature tune, and symbolized the warmth and joy he brought to millions of fans around the world. As a sign of respect, the lights along the Las Vegas Strip, a place that many of his fans and colleagues associated with his career, were dimmed, a rare gesture that honored his influence and legacy. Dean was laid to rest at the Westwood Village Memorial Park Cemetery in Los Angeles, a serene final resting place for many famous entertainers. His tombstone bears the words "Everybody loves somebody sometime," a line that captures the essence of his legacy and the song that became an anthem for his career. Dean Martin's influence continues to live on, not only through his music but also through his acting and comedy. His natural talent for singing, his charm, and his impeccable timing made him an enduring figure in entertainment. People still remember him as a talented performer who could make audiences laugh and cry, and his legacy inspires generations of artists and fans alike. Certainly, many people remember Dean Martin as a legendary singer and actor, but his legacy continues through his children who work hard to honor his memory. His daughter, Deanna Martin, has made a name for herself in the entertainment world by performing many of her father's songs during her concerts. She keeps his music alive and shares stories about him with her audience. Deanna also wrote a book called "Memories Are Made of This Dean Martin Through His Daughter's Eyes." In her memoir, she gives an honest look at their family life. She talks about how growing up with a famous father was sometimes difficult because he was often away working, and their family was blended with its own challenges. Despite those issues, she always remembers the love and respect her family had for Dean. Her stories help others understand both the man and the singer behind the legend. Dean's son Richie Martin also carried on his father's tradition by becoming a musician and entertainer. Although Richie passed away in 2016, he, like the others, worked to keep Dean Martin's music and memory alive. The Martin children stay close and support each other, making sure Dean's work is remembered by new generations. Their efforts help introduce Dean Martin to young people today and keep his influence alive in entertainment history. Through their actions and memories, they show how much they admire their father and want to preserve his legacy. Building on the story of Dean Martin's life and career, our video explores how he became an enduring legend in entertainment. From his early days singing in small clubs to becoming part of the famous Rat Pack with Frank Sinatra and Sammy Davis Jr., Dean's charm and talent helped him stay popular for decades. As he aged, he continued to entertain audiences through movies, television, and music, always staying true to his easygoing style. Outside the spotlight, Dean led a private life, enjoying simple pleasures like family, good food, and friends. Over time, health issues and changing times affected his career, but his legacy remained strong. The video shows that Dean Martin was more than just a singer and actor. He was a symbol of laid-back charisma and genuine kindness. His ability to connect with fans and keep his Italian roots alive in his work made him a memorable figure. Even after his passing, his music and movies still bring joy, proving that his influence continues. All of these elements help us understand how Dean Martin's life was shaped by hard work, talent, and a deep love for his heritage, leaving a lasting mark on the world of entertainment.